After experiencing everything that takes place after you get out of the water, shook me to my core. In this video, I'm going to share 10 things plus 3 bonus tips that you didn't know and need to know about the after effects of falling through ice into ice cold water. There are many videos out there that'll show you how to self-rescue, but not many dive deeply into the physiological and psychological responses you are likely to experience. The reason I'm making this video is to help keep you alive. False confidence and false security can get you killed. I do cold water immersion every single day during the winter. I got to break through ice so I can submerge myself in ice cold water. So I do this voluntarily. I'm about 22% body fat and I'm very hot natured. If I suffer through this experience, you'll likely suffer even more. So don't have false confidence because it can get you killed. This is Will White with the Pike Antler Survival School. I can hear my mom in the background. William, what the fuck are you doing? Whoa. Yeah. That's a new sound. No, this is hard enough. Try off a little bit. Yeah, so it's really not that bad yet. Imagine, yeah, how are all my clothes? Yeah, I'd be panicked. For sure. Yeah, if I didn't have a lady present, I'd be stripping down, butt naked.
And putting on the dry pants.
Yeah, and that way normally I would take my underwear off. And then, damn. You zoom in on that?
Yeah. Oh, wow. You see the purple. See, the scrape makes it easier to see, but yeah. See the purple skin, markers, yeah. It's turned bright red with purple.
Well, I already got frost nip. Yeah. Hence the booties. Yeah. I think if I were to walk around for 5 minutes briskly, that'd be pretty good.
You'd be all right?
Yeah, and if I stayed moving throughout the rest of the day, I'm sure my body heat would dissipate all the moisture in my clothes.
Yeah.
It would wick through my wicking layer, then through my sweater, and eventually that'd be dry, as long as I kept moving.
Well, at the beginning, explain to your audience why you rolled in the snow.
Oh, because snow is drier than water. It sounds silly to roll in snow when you're wet, but snow is drier than water. So I would guess that probably wicked away half the water on my body. If this were like a brand new snow, you'd be surprised. You come out like almost like perfectly dry.
Yeah.
It was nice, 6-7 inches of fluffy snow. Yeah, it wicks it real quick. But yeah, there's run number 1. Really not all that bad. But if this were a real situation, I'd be very grateful I went in without my clothes.
Yeah.
Because now all I got to do is just get warm and I'm good. Sopping wet clothes.
Different program at that point.
It's 20 degrees today, midday. It's going to be, might be 5 again tonight. I think it was 5 last night. Yeah, getting sopping wet clothes dry. 5 degrees. Yeah, I mean, that's more deadly than being in the water. For sure. All right, round 2 coming up. All right, so that was the first called a cold water dip. The scariest part was actually getting in. Just like any other process in life, getting started is the hardest part. But yeah, working up the courage to get in. That took a little effort, and how that applies to you, the viewer, is if you hear that ice cracking, that's when the fear starts kicking in, which is what I just experienced. I know I'm going in, but the sound of the ice cracking is kind of the equivalent of being somewhere you shouldn't be, and you hear a shotgun. Like, oh, this could get real bad real quick. So the fear started kicking in before I even hit the water. So I'm going to assume for anyone else, when you feel yourself like giving into the ice or the ice is cracking, that's when the fear is going to kick in. And that's going to be your time to check yourself real quick and aggressive. Like, this is going to suck. Objective, get out as soon as possible. Get dry as soon as possible. right? Keep the plan simple. If you got 10 different steps, you're probably going to cloud your thoughts and probably panic more, or even freeze, literally like in your mind while you're freezing in the water. So have a game plan before you go in and keep it simple. Get out, don't hurt yourself, get warm. And get warm to have its own, layers of processes. So just step by step, get out, do it safely. Next step, get warm and figure that out. Once you're out of the water, you can kind of think a little bit. The reason to not have your clothes on, and that's where it sounds real simple, and this is my own personal formula. If I think the odds of me falling through the ice is 40% or greater, I'm going to strip down. Because if I'm right, I just save my own life. If I'm wrong, I'm like, 40%, I'll be all right. And I'm wrong, soaking wet, freezing temperatures, maybe I don't get a fire. That's serious. So that's my personal rule. If I think there's 40% chance or higher of me falling to the ice, I'm going to strip down. The risks are much higher if you keep your clothes on. Again, if it's windy and you're walking around naked or, in your underwear, that has its own risks. But I mean, there's infinite variables in this and we can't cover them all. The game plan is, why would I ever cross the body of water knowing there's a good chance I'm going to get wet? That's up to your imagination. Maybe it's a military operation. Maybe you're hunting. Maybe you're lost. Maybe you're desperate. Just imagine whatever scenario you need to put yourself in a situation where you just have to take the risk. It's life or death. You're in danger, whatever it is. You just have to take that risk. Is that possible? Is that likely? Not very likely, but it is possible. So may as well be prepared for it. Now, the plan for going in now with clothes on is to demonstrate two different versions. One, I could do what everyone else does, fall in the water, spend 2 or 3 minutes explaining what's going on while my clothes are getting more and more and more saturated. Or I can just get in and get out right away. I fall in the water fully clothed, got out as quick as possible. My outer layer is wet, everything else inside is dry. So why would I spend, a whole minute letting the cold shock response, take place? You don't need to sit in the water to calm yourself. Okay, I'm calm now. Now I can get out. Just get out. So I'm gonna fall in, get out real quick, do a quick close check, see how wet everything is. Then I'll fall in again, sit in there for a couple minutes, walk through navigate through the cold shock response, and then come back and check how saturated my clothes are. Yeah, so here's take 2. Idea is get in, get out, check how dry or wet my clothes are. I know my pants are going to be saturated, but I'm thinking my jacket might be a little dry on the inside, which is just a little bit of hope that psychologically that may benefit me, knowing, hey, at least I'm not completely saturated. It's one positive aspect out of a whole world of suck. Yeah, man, it's a plus. It's a plus.
See him going to the Superman position, using his feet on top of the ice to crawl out.
Okay, so there's just a little bit upside. You can see I'm a little bit dry here. Pocket's a little bit dry. Man, but even in and out, I saturated real quick. I had to keep this arm out because of the camera. But I mean, I don't fully submerged in this hand. A little bit of dryness. I'm going to say this is a little better than spending a whole minute in the water to collect yourself. Just get out. All right. Take 3. My brain hurts, my head hurts. Right now, the most painful thing is my forehead, honestly. The rest of my body's already numb because I've been in the water, but you start making big mistakes. I'm shivering. I know I have an exit plan. I know the water's not going to kill me, so I'm not freaking out about that. There's no current. I'm not getting sucked under. Okay. So knowing, honestly, my brain right now is going straight to, what's my exit strategy? Do I have one? And even though it's a scenario and I got people watching and here to help if something goes wrong. In this case right now, I'm sitting here saturated like a dumbass. I'd be getting worried. But getting out immediately like the previous run, well, it wasn't too terrifying. So honestly, right now, knowing I know what to do when I get out of here is keeping me from having much of a psychological response. definitely uncomfortable. And if I were out in the wild, well, I'd have gotten out immediately. And I would have freaked out. I'd have been thinking fire. But my mind would have been on what's the next objective, which is get warm, get dry. So because I have a psychological plan to remedy some of the situation, aka make a fire, I feel a lot more comfortable or a lot less uncomfortable. And what's going on? So how you get out of this? I'm just gonna get my torso up on here a little bit. I need enough room to get my feet out of the water behind me and onto the ice. So I'm gonna lean forward. I'm gonna get enough, get out just enough to get my feet up behind me. Now I'm wearing booties and they hold a lot of water, so that's a lot like wearing boots. It's gonna make it a little harder for you to kick, but it's not the end of the world. If you're wearing those hunting boots, those lock scent ones, you know, mud boots, waterproof boots, yeah, you might want to actually try to take them off, throw them out, or do your best to just get out. And the upside of that with those, as my feet are up, some of that water is going to be draining out of my feet. So it's just one more upside. You got to find the positive in everything. And then from here, you can push off the ice, low crawl. I hope my legs aren't getting banged up because I can't feel really my legs at all. And I'm just low crawling until I get to where the ice can hold me. Stay alive as long as you can, right? This could sound really weird. I don't care. The most painful thing, aside from my hands, and sorry ladies, is, dude, the tip of my penis is like scary painful. I think all guys probably had an interaction down there with something that's uncomfortable. Getting hit there, it's not like getting hit in the, jeez. Imagine having the penis of your head on a table and someone kind of like taps it with a hammer. Legit, I mean, it's stinging. So just heads up, guys, you may experience that. So just be ready. You may be thinking fire. Also deal with coping with the pain of your dick hurting. There. Not to mention, as I was crawling out, it's like if I am cutting my legs or getting hurt by anything, I can't feel it. I just took my pants off and realized, like, no, got couple little cuts, nothing big, but yeah, had no idea. Legs are still numb.